Prince Harry's ongoing battle with the British press has just taken a complicated new turn, and this time, the road ahead looks bumpier than ever. The Duke of Sussex, along with a group of other high-profile figures, has been fighting a legal war against Associated Newspapers Limited, the publisher behind the Daily Mail, Mail on Sunday, and Mail Online. But now, a recent ruling by London's High Court has thrown a wrench into their case, one that could limit how far Harry's legal team can go. According to the court's decision, lawyers representing Prince Harry and several other celebrities, including the legendary Sir Elton John, won't be allowed to use allegations involving Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, in their privacy lawsuit against the publisher. That's right, the court has effectively ruled that claims suggesting Kate was targeted by private investigators working for the Mail came too late to be added to the case. This development is significant, not only because it restricts what evidence Harry's side can bring forward, but also because it touches on the royal family's most sensitive dynamic: Harry, William, and Kate. For context, this lawsuit goes back decades. The claimants, including Harry, accuse the Daily Mail publisher of unlawful information gathering spanning nearly 30 years. We're talking about alleged phone tapping, bugging, and deceptive tactics to obtain private information. But the publisher, Associated Newspapers Limited, has fiercely denied all wrongdoing, calling the accusations preposterous smears. Now, the legal drama has intensified as Harry's team tried to amend their case, essentially to expand it, ahead of the trial that's set to begin early next year. If it moves forward as planned, it could once again see Prince Harry taking the stand, marking yet another chapter in his very public clash with the British media. However, the court wasn't convinced. Judge Matthew Nicklin ruled that the new claims involving Kate Middleton were introduced too late, making them inadmissible at this stage. Interestingly, the court filings also included a new allegation, one claiming that private details about Prince William's 21st birthday party back in 2003 were obtained through a method known as blagging. For those unfamiliar, blagging means tricking someone into revealing confidential information, and it's one of the underhanded tactics often linked to past tabloid scandals in the UK. That particular allegation wasn't part of what Harry's team sought to officially add to the case, and the judge didn't rule on it. But its appearance in the filings raised fresh eyebrows about the extent of media intrusion into the royal family's private lives. It's worth noting that in separate legal cases, it's been alleged that both William and Kate had their mobile phones hacked by journalists years ago. In fact, Prince William reportedly reached a private settlement with Rupert Murdoch's media company over those incidents. Back in the current case, though, the Daily Mail publisher scored a partial win. Judge Nicklin agreed to strike out certain parts of the claimant's case, describing them as irrelevant, and warning that allowing too much unrelated material could turn the lawsuit into an uncontrolled and wide-ranging investigation, almost like a public inquiry. Still, it wasn't a complete victory for the publisher. Some of A&L's objections, specifically those arguing that Harry's side was improperly relying on findings from previous lawsuits against other media groups like News Group newspapers and Mirror Group newspapers, were rejected by the court. In other words, both sides got a mixed result, but the ruling undeniably limits what evidence Harry can present when the full trial begins. A source close to the legal team has already confirmed that the claimants plan to appeal Friday's decision, meaning this fight is far from over. Associated Newspapers has so far declined to comment on the ruling, a familiar silence as the media giant continues to face a growing number of lawsuits from public figures accusing it of breaching privacy for decades. For Prince Harry, this case represents the last major legal showdown he's pursuing against the British press. Over the past few years, he's become one of the loudest voices calling for accountability and reform in UK tabloid culture, a mission he's described as deeply personal, shaped by the loss of his mother, Princess Diana. And as the next court date approaches, royal watchers are already speculating. Will this be the moment Harry finally gets the reckoning he's been fighting for, or another setback in his long, emotional war with the tabloids? Only time will tell. Small current update for context. Reports from early October suggest that while Harry remains focused on the upcoming trial, the royal household has maintained complete silence on the matter, with insiders noting that the palace is determined not to get drawn into what it views as Harry's private legal battle. But one thing is certain, As the trial date draws closer, all eyes will once again turn to the courtroom, where Prince Harry and the press are set to face off in one of the most closely watched legal battles in recent royal history.